Hi folks, Doug here. Ellis Car Customs, where you're always welcome and we're always open. Thanks for coming back. If you're a long-time Nomad warrior, and thanks for jumping on board. If you're new, hopefully you'll go back and check out some earlier videos to see what we started with and how we got to where we are now. Once again, I'll mention there's a playlist that I made up on the home page of the YouTube channel that has like the first 150 or so videos in the order I released them. If you want to binge watch and catch up, this is another one of those Where the Wind Blows Me episodes. Before I do that, I left an Easter egg for y'all, and nobody's picked up on it, nobody's noticed, but it's been that way for like 3 or 4 episodes, and I kept waiting for somebody to say something, and nobody did. But there's a missing bolt there, see? I thought for sure somebody would say, "You're missing a bolt in your fan." So it's kind of like an Easter egg thing. I left it that way to see if anyone would notice. And nobody noticed. But they do notice when I cut corners. But anyway, appreciate you stopping by, and I'm going to find something to do. Hopefully it's progress. Thanks.
Where
There, so it looks cool, but as I see that on there, I start to wonder if maybe the 57s never had the oil bath because maybe you don't have the clearance for them. Because that would be awful tight to the hood. But you know what? If I can't use it, maybe I'll sell it on eBay or something and make some money to put towards a project. Because they get pretty good money for these oil bath air cleaners. But I'll have to look into it. Some of you more experienced people probably already know the answer to it. That, oh, you can't use the oil bath on a 57. You ain't got clearance. Like I said, I didn't know going in. I figured it'd be pretty similar, but once I see it on there, it looks pretty tall. It does look cool, though. Also, I was raiding my parts department up there, and I got the glove box insert, so that'll save me a few bucks for the glove box insert. I got something that a lot of people would love to have their hands on. This is a radio delete plate. You don't find these around too often. This is not a reproduction or whatever. This is an actual 55, 56. I think it's from 56, but it's a radio delete plate. That might be worth a couple of bucks to somebody. And I found a rear view mirror that I'm going to see if I can clean up. Save a few bucks there. And we'll keep going. I figured I'd pop the hood on the 57 and show you real quick. It doesn't have an oil bath air cleaner. It just has like a regular air cleaner. Lower profile. Obviously it doesn't stick up as much as that oil bath one does that's on the Nomad right now. So chances are this is the style of air cleaner I've got to have. I was rooting around in my state-of-the-art parts department, and I have a half of one of these air cleaners. I don't have the bottom. I only have the top. So, another thing people were asking about was like oil filters. This engine is 283. This has the oil filter canister that actually mounts to the block. And my 56 has, I'll pop the hood here if I can do it one-handed, has the remote oil filter. So I may, get one of these remote setups and put it on the Nomad. They work just fine. Like I said, they have that element that goes inside the canister there. But yeah, this is probably what I'll get for the Nomad, one of the remote canister style ones. Whitetoes is freaked out about the ill wind blowing out there. So I cleaned up this rearview mirror. The only thing I couldn't bring back was the back part of the mirror itself, but I hit it with some chrome spray, after I cleaned it up, and it should be good for our project, I think. So there's that. And next thing I'm going to do is start trying to take this stuff apart, because I need the steering components off of it. But you can see just how crusty those suckers are. They're not going to give up the ghost too easy. I'm probably going to cut them off and get new ones, obviously. Here again you can get a better look at why I needed new lower control arms. Pretty rotten. So yeah, I'm going to start trying to get that apart, and I'm sure the struggle will be real. What are you doing there, buddy? Playing in the plastic? So also, I figured I'd show this before I get started. It's another reason why I bought new spindles. Somebody cut the nut off the bottom of that ball joint there, and the thing is seized in there. I don't know if they were trying to get it apart or something and they cut that off there, but yeah, this thing is seized on the spindle, and that's not recent. That's been cut for a very long time, and it's going to be hell to try to get that out of there anyway without barking up the spindle. So it just made more sense to me to start with fresh spindles, and that's one of the reasons I did it. Now, one of the chores I've got, obviously, is to separate that hub from the drum. The hub should clean up okay. It doesn't look like it's been chewed up or anything. Just the drum is seized on those lugs. And they weren't going to be stopping too easily. That's what's left of the shoes. But I might be able to clean up all this hardware in here and see if maybe that adjuster frees up, if I can reuse it. You know, because I do catch hell if I don't reuse stuff. You know, and it's one of them things, you can rebuild these wheel cylinders. But for the cost of them, they're only like $20-something for a wheel cylinder. It's just as easy to buy a new one. But if that other one stays on back order for too long, I might wind up having to rebuild one. But yeah, I could take this stuff apart and see if it'll clean up okay to use it on the new one there and go from there. Another thing, all the bearings look okay. I mean, clean them up and repack them with grease. We just want to get a new wheel seal. We don't want to rely on that thing to seal things up. So maybe I can get by with just picking up a wheel seal and repack these bearings, and they'll probably be okay. All these old parts are fighting me tooth and nail. I'll tell you what. That's why, you know, I mean, we try to recycle when we can, but sometimes you just gotta pony up for new stuff. Because you could spend your life banging on stuff. I mean, you know, I was heating that thing up and wrapping on my bar there until it fell apart. I mean, you know, what are you gonna do? So that's what I got for you tonight, folks. Tonight is one of those rare nights in the garage where nothing seems to go the way you wanted it to go, and it's so discouraging. And sometimes, you all know, if you've done this stuff before, you just gotta walk away. I've been trying to get those old parts apart there, trying to split the hub from the drum. I mean, it won't let go. I put lug nuts on the lugs there to try to tap the thing, to try to get it to let go of the hub, and all it does is knock the lugs out. Using a block of wood, beat on the center of the thing, I mean, it's just rust fused together. I had a Jeep hub like that one time that I like to say it took me 20 years to get it off, because I started getting it off and then I gave up, and then the thing sat for 20 years, and when I got back to it I finally got it off. But I ended up cutting the drum off with a cutting wheel to get it off. It was ridiculous. But yeah, I would really like to reuse that hub if I could get it to unfuse itself from the drum. We'll have to work at it some more, and then we know we have to do it all over again on the other side. So yeah, sometimes buying new parts just saves you so much aggravation, even though it adds money to your project. You sort of have to weigh that, I guess, and decide for yourself which is the better deal. Is it better to struggle and eventually get the pieces apart, or order new ones and throw them at the car. So with that, I'll let you go. I appreciate you hanging out with me, and any words of encouragement you give me are always greatly appreciated. And hopefully you'll stop back next time and see how I made out. Take care, everybody.